So, very good morning to one and all. Today I am going to explain the another multiple access technology, that is spread spectrum multiple access or spread spectrum multiple access technology. Second one is the space division multiple access. In previous lecture, we are discuss about the introduction of two first multiple access technology. That is, one is a FDMA and second one is a your TDMA. So FDMA stands for frequency division multiple access, and the TDMA stands for time division multiple access. We also see the various comparisons, various numerical formulas which are to calculate the bandwidth or number of channels for FDMA and TDMA system. Now, today's session outline is space or spread spectrum multiple access, and second one is the space division multiple access. So we can see one by one. We can call it as the space as well as the spread. So space oblique spread spectrum multiple access. It is a technology. It is a multiple access technology which uses signal which have transmission bandwidth that is several order of magnitude greater than the minimum required radio frequency bandwidth. So that is called as your SSMA, spread spectrum multiple access technology. So what are the features of this spread spectrum or spread spectrum multiple access technology? It provides the immunity to the multipath interference and robust multiple access capability. That is the first one feature. Second one is it converts a narrowband signal into wideband signal, which is a noise signal, and it is very bandwidth efficient. So these are the features, silent features of a SSMA. Now, what are the different types of space oblique spread spectrum multiple access technology? That is, one is a frequency hope multiple access, which are again classified into two types subclass: fast frequency hopping spread spectrum and slow hope frequency spread spectrum. And second one is a classified again direct sequence multiple access DSMA, that is commonly known as CDMA, that is code division multiple access technology. So in pictorial representation, which generalized block diagram, which represents the generalized block diagram for general model for the spread spectrum digital communication. Here up to this channel, this is a transmitter side and this is your denominator side. So this is our general block diagram of digital communication, but just add a pseudoroid generator which generates a spreading code, which is like a noise appearing, which is random in nature at the transmitter side as well as the receiver side. So it is very immunity. So why it is greater immunity to the multipath interference? Due to the basic reason source, that is a pseudo noise generator code which we generated at the transmitter as well as the receiver side. So this is a pictorial view or graphical view of frequency hopping spread spectrum. There is a channel assignment strategy. So here is the time is constant, so different frequencies are assigned and the channels which are used in particular slots. So what is the transmitter and receiver? So this is the basic block diagram which presents the frequency hopping spread spectrum as well as the transmitter side as well as the receiver side, which consists of modulator, it may be FSK or BPSK, frequency hope spreader, that is a multiplier, frequency synthesizer, channel table, and pseudo bit source cone generator. Then band pass filter about the frequency, and we generate the spectrum signal which is transmitted over a channel and which is received to the receiver. So receiver again consists a multiplier, frequency synthesizer, channel code, pseudo random bit, code source, and band pass filter, and difference between the frequencies, and demultiplexer or demodulator, that is FSK or BPSK. So again we get the original binary data, right, which is transmitted at the transmitter side. So this is the generalized transmitter and receiver or frequency hope space spectrum. Now the depending upon the hopping duration or symbol duration, the frequency hopping spread spectrum again classified into two types. Basically it is a subclass of FHSS, that is low frequency hope spread spectrum, in which the hopping duration is larger than or equal to the symbol duration. So this is the equation. Remember what is the condition for the slow frequency space spectrum? The hopping duration must be greater than or equal to your symbol duration in modulated signal. Second one is the classification of frequency hopping space spectrum, that is fast frequency hope space spectrum, in which the hopping duration is smaller than the symbol duration of modulated signal. So TC, capital T subscript C, which is the hopping duration, is less than the symbol duration. So this is very important, how the classification is depending upon the two factors, that is hopping duration, and second one is your symbol duration. So how will we appear in waveforms? So frequency hopping will be like this. So if you observe, the symbol period is very less than the hopping period. So hopping period is greater than or equal to your symbol period. So we can see this is the pseudo noise code, and this is your input binary data which is to be transmitted over a transmitter along with the PN sequence. Then fast frequency hopping, it is observed that the symbol duration is greater than the hopping duration. So TS is greater than the TC. So if you observe the graphically, and this TC is much lesser than the TS. So fast frequency hopping spectrum, which is example of minimum frequency shift keying, where m is equal to 4 and k is equal to 2. So at upper side there is a pseudo noise sequence which is generated by pseudo noise generator, and this is the input binary data. Now we are going to the next concept, that is second classification of your spread spectrum multiple access technology, or spread spectrum multiple access technology, that is code division multiple access, also called as a direct sequence spread spectrum, DSS. So CDMA is a multiple access scheme that allows the many users to share same bandwidth, and the most common application, that is 3G wideband code division multiple access, and interim standard 95, that is CDMA 1. So basic principle of CDMA: each user assign a unique spreading code. The process of gain protect the useful signal and reduce the interference between the different users. So processing gain can be given mathematically: bandwidth after the spreading and bandwidth before the spreading. So this is called as processing gain. Must be remember what is meant by processing gain. Then pictorial view of a direct sequence spread spectrum environment, that is transmitter and receiver. Then how the data will be transmitted. We also see in graphical view. For example, if me send a message code, binary message code 1101 in encoded format. So user A like this form, user B output waveform like this, user C will be like. So for same data, the different waveforms can be transmitted. Okay, so different pseudo noise code will be used by each user, and unique pseudo spreading code will be assigned to each user. Then we are going to the space division multiple access technology. In space division multiple access technology, in which the primitive application of SDMA is sectorized in antenna. In future adaptive antenna, the simultaneous steer the energy in the direction of many users at once. So space division multiple access control the radiated energy from each user in a space. It can also from this figure it will observe that the SDMA serves a different user using a spot beam antenna. So this is the spot antenna will be used for the different users. The different frequencies, the sectoring as may be through the primitive application or space division multiple access. Okay. So in future the adaptive antenna simultaneously will be required to steer the energy in direction of many users at once. Then reverse link problem which is present. Reverse link problem, we can say that it is a general problem in most difficult in cellular system for several reasons. The first, the base station has complete control over the power all transmitted, and the dynamic control of a transmitting power each user this base station is required, limited by the battery consumption of the subscriber unit. And possible solution is offer is a filter user. So what is the solution to avoid the reverse link problem? That is, adaptive antenna promises to mitigate the reverse link problem. The limited case infinite bandwidth, limited case in infinity fast track ability. There is a unique channel that is free for interference and all the users communicate at the same time using same channel. So this is about the space division multiple access. Then space spectrum multiple access technology. Then what are the problems, what are the advantages, drawbacks of these two techniques. So we can stop here. Also we can see some disadvantages. The perfect adaptive antenna system is required and compromise is needed. So these are the some drawbacks of SDMA. So we can stop here. We can see in next lecture, that is OFDMA. So thank you very much.